Hey everyone, my name is Mars, like the planet, and this is Housewarming. Me and my partner have just purchased our very first home, so if you're interested in design, homemaking, and figuring it all out, make sure you subscribe. First of all, I just want to apologize for the AC going on in the background. It is like 100 degrees right now in Louisiana, so I'm not about to apologize for sweating on camera. But I'm going to talk to you about 12 different vining houseplants that are not a golden pothos. Now, if you've been living under a rock, beginner houseplant friends, this video is for you. If you are tired of every single plant video that you click on, the first plant they're always going to recommend to you is a golden pothos. Now, if you do not know what a golden pothos looks like, first of all, where have you been? But this is a golden pothos right here. They are known for their quintessential waxy leaves. They are known to be easy to grow. You can find them absolutely anywhere, the grocery store, the gardener, outside. You can find them absolutely anywhere for cheap. They grow really, really easy. They don't need a lot of light. They have this beautiful variegation right here on the leaves. They vine out. They can grow up the wall, down the wall. You can put them anywhere and everywhere, and they are absolutely perfect. But sometimes you get tired of it. Sometimes you're tired of looking at this. Sometimes you're tired of being recommended to buy a golden pothos. You want something different, but you want something that's still easy, that doesn't take a lot of work, and that vines out just like this. So I'm gonna give you 12 plants that are super easy to take care of, that are the best vining plants that I've come across that are not a golden pothos. So let's get into it. Pop quiz. How many types of pothos do you think there are? Pause this video and comment down below. All right, I'm gonna give you the answer in there are 15 types of different pothos. So if you are tired of looking at golden pothos, have you tried the other 14 different varieties out there? So let's go through a couple of them first because they look totally different but are just as easy as a golden pothos. The first one is a marble queen pothos or a snow queen pothos. Now they are somewhat similar but a little bit different. So this is my beautiful marble queen pothos. I absolutely love all the trailing, but you can see that the variegation is completely different than a golden pothos. It has this beautiful creamy white variegation in the leaves. Now this is a marble queen pothos. Like I said, the snow queen pothos is even more white in the leaves. Now because this is so white, it means that it lacks a lot of photosynthesis. It doesn't have a lot of green in it, so it's definitely going to need more light than your regular pothos. But I water this one just as much as my other golden pothos, and I probably put it in an east facing window to get a lot of light, but this one does just fine in a north facing window. It did take some time to trail all the way down. Obviously, the more light that you give a pothos, the bigger the leaves are going to get and the more it is going to trail down. But this is my marble queen pothos. Now the next type of pothos I actually do not have, but it is a jade pothos. And sometimes you can see jaded pothos and think they're just a regular golden pothos, but they are not because they do not have variegation at all. Golden pothos typically, when they tend to mature, get way more variegation and yellowing in their leaves. A jade pothos stays perfectly green and they have a lot slimmer or narrower leaves. They also will do well in a northern facing window or low light situation. Now, if you're tired of looking at dark green leaves, might I suggest a neon pothos. These get confused a lot of times with the lemon lime philodendron, but they are not the same at all. This one is a smaller version that I have potted up. I have the larger mother plant upstairs, but you can see how bright green these leaves are. I love the pop of color that it gives. These grow just the same as a golden pothos, but I have found that they do not need as much light. Sometimes they will get a little crispy if they get too much light, but other than that, they are super low maintenance. A Cebu blue pothos, although it is a tongue twister, is one of my favorite types of pothos. This is mine right here. I love these silvery long leaves. You can see that sheen on the leaves right there. Even though they look really tropical, they are super, super easy to grow indoors. I absolutely love how long mine has gotten. I haven't even had this for a year yet. I actually found this at Walmart, and so I scooped it up because I've always wanted one, but you can see that it vines out really nicely. The leaves are all a beautiful size. I have this in an east facing window. It is so big, but I absolutely love the color. I think that is super unique and super different. The next pothos on our list is a pearls and jade pothos. Now sometimes this can be confused with a pothos enjoy because they look so similar. Same with the snow queen and the marble queen pothos, but I will show you the difference in the leaves. Now this is my Pothos Enjoy. See, it looks really different. It has this beautiful cream and dark green and sage green variegation on the leaves. The leaves are a bit smaller, but this one requires a lot more light once again because it has this white variegation. This one is in an east facing window and is a bit more slow growing, but you can find them really big, lots of trailing vines. Now I just bought one. I will insert a clip of it. I just bought one a couple of days ago at the farmer's market and it is super vined out. I really like it, but this one is a smaller version. Now the difference between a Pearls and Jade and an Enjoy is the variegation on the leaves. Now while they look very similar, the white is the way to tell the difference. The white on a Pearls and Jade has some speckling in it. The white variegation on an Enjoy is completely white. Now it's a little hard to tell, but once you look hard enough you can really figure it out, but that is the way to tell the difference. This one is really small and compact. It has these cute little leaves, so if you're wanting something small to put on a table that really isn't going to get big and crazy, this one is really slow growing for me. I have another one at my job that I just mentioned that has really taken off, but it is an east facing window, so it really likes that area. But this one is another one that is really nice variegation on the leaves. The Manjula Pothos is a rare pothos to find sometimes. I found one time at Lowe's about a year ago and I absolutely fell in love because it has that same variegation as the Pearls and Jade and the Enjoy. It has that creamy white, that sage, and that green variegation on it, but they're more almond or like dollar coin shaped leaves. You'll know when you see one. But I guess you're wondering, where is the Manjula Pothos that you got? Well, mine died. I don't know what happened, but one day I just looked up and it was completely dying back. I tried to save it, I tried to propagate it, I tried to put it in water, but it did not work and it eventually died, and I have not been able to find one since. But if you can get your hands on a Manjula Pothos, they are absolutely beautiful, so make sure you cherish it and take care of it. Now the last pothos we're going to talk about is not really a pothos, it's actually a Scindapsus, but it is so similar to pothos that I'm going to include it in this mix. But this is my Silver Bay Scindapsus. Look at these leaves. I have shared this plant before. I found this one at Walmart and it was honestly just these leaves right here, and look how much it has trailed down. It is in a north facing window. These plants grow so fast. Look how much it is vining out, but I just love the color of the leaves. Like I said, this is the Silver Satin Scindapsus. They also just have a Silver Pothos which has the speckling on the leaves. I'll put a picture on the screen, but I absolutely love this one. As you can tell, it is a very similar greenish blue color to the Cebu Blue Pothos, and look at the leaf shape, they're very similar too, but this one is a more waxy texture. You can see how shiny the leaves are, but it grows so fast, and that's why I absolutely love it as a replacement for a regular pothos. So those are all of the pothos varieties that I think would be a great replacement for a golden pothos. So if you see those guys out at Walmart or your local garden center or a Lowe's or Home Depot, make sure you pick them up because they are just as great as a golden pothos. They don't require a lot of light or a lot of water or a lot of maintenance. Now, if you can't take pothos at all, you don't want any type of pothos, might I suggest a Philodendron. Now they look very similar to the untrained eye, but this is my Hartley Philodendron. I got this one once again at Home Depot and it is trailed down. It is a vining plant just like all of the others. And you might be saying this looks just like a pothos, but it is not. Let me show you the difference in the leaves. Although they are both heart-shaped in a way, you can see the leaf structure is a little bit different, but philodendrons also come in all different types of varieties. This is another philodendron. This is a Philodendron Brazil. If you do not want the plain old green one, you can also try these. These are super easy to find. I love the variegation in the leaves. They are one of my favorite types of philodendrons. You can also look out for a Micans, which I have not gotten my hands on yet. I saw one the other day. I passed on it, but I might go back and get it. But I have multiples of my Philodendron Brazil. Once again, these are super easy to grow. They do not need a lot of light. They do not need a lot of maintenance. They grow like weeds, and I absolutely love the variegation on the top. The mini Monstera or Raphidaphora tetrasperma has been really popular over the last few years. They used to be super expensive, but now they're kind of coming down off of that wave, so you can find them a lot easier now. But this is my Monstera. This is my mini Monstera. Oh my goodness, this is one of my favorite plants because she is putting out a new leaf probably every single week. So I have her up on this stake and she's just going and going and going and going and she's still going, girl. She's still going. And she's putting out a new leaf for me. Like, I absolutely love her. I love all of these splits or the fenestrations in the leaves. These are super, super easy to grow. They do not need a lot of water. I do suggest putting them on a stake. This is an old piece of wood that I just found, but I do suggest staking them up because while they can vine out, they do prefer to grow up something because in nature, they normally latch onto the trunks of trees. Now, while this does look like a Monstera and it is called a mini Monstera, it is not in the same family at all. It is kind of closer to a Philodendron, although not in the same family at all either. But this is one of my absolute favorite plants. When I saw it, I was like jumping for joy because I found it for like $10. And I swear to you, every single week there is a new leaf on it. I have it between an east facing window and a north facing window, and it is just living its best life. Now, the next plant needs no introduction at all. I'm not even gonna bring her in here because she is way too big, but it is the Monstera plant or Monstera Deliciosa. These plants are super, super popular, and I will say do not be afraid of them. You can even get a small cutting or a super big cutting. When you see them at the store, pick them up, girl. Do not walk past them and think, oh, I could never. Get a big house plant. I promise you, you can do it. These plants are super fast growers, but you want to make sure that you put them up on a trellis because when they start to get the fenestrations in the leaves, they really need some type of support and they really like to grow up on something. Monsteras are very forgiving for beginners, so don't fret at all, don't worry. The only thing I will say is these plants get huge after a while. I've seen these growing in the wild in the Bahamas, and these plants can get massive. They can get almost 10 to 15 feet tall. Now, while yours probably won't get that big indoors, I will say that they do grow very, very quickly. My Monstera probably puts out a leaf every 2 weeks or so, and it does have the fenestrations in the leaves because I bought it like that. But since I have it in a larger pot, I probably water it every week or so, and I have it in a north facing window, so it does not need a lot of light at all. Now, the last plant I want to tell you about is the Monstera Adansonii. It is a close runner up to the Monstera and the mini Monstera. Although these all have Monstera in the name, they are not related at all. But this is mine. You can see that it has these beautiful fenestrations in the leaves. It is also called a Swiss cheese plant because it has all of these fenestrations or holes in the leaves. I have mine on this trellis right here so it can grow up, but it can also grow down. It can hang down in a basket. These get absolutely big. Once they mature, the leaves can be absolutely huge. This is one of my favorites. Like I said, it does need a little bit more light, so I do have this in an east facing window, but I only water it about once a week. These are super popular as well. Once again, they were pretty expensive, but now they're very easy to find at Lowe's or Home Depot. I find some all of the time, so do not be afraid to pick it up. I know it looks a little tropical, a little weird when you see these holes. You're like, I don't know about that, but pick it up, try it out. I promise you, it is very, very easy to take care of. So that does it for all of the best easy growing trailing houseplants that are not a golden pothos. I really hope that you found some inspiration. In this list, I will have all of the names as well as the scientific names and link down below so you can go to the garden store with ease and you can make sure that you're picking out something that is a little bit different but also just as easy to care for as a golden pothos. Once again, I post new videos every single Wednesday, so I thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you're interested in any more plant content, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment down below to let me know what you would like to see next. I will see you guys next week. Bye.